Hey fam, Sean Lay here, and today I'm going to be talking about 3 struggles minimalists face when they are on their minimalism journey. If you're new here, hey, I'm Sean Lay, and I help young adults dominate their personal finances based on their values. So if you're interested in that, hit that subscribe button. A lot of people get into minimalism because they realize that they have so much stuff. Maybe they are trying to save more money or just simply live a simpler life. A simple life that's less stressful, more healthy. They want to just in general have more freedom, energy, space, and time. So people go ahead and start on their minimalist journeys. They declutter their house, they get rid of some clothes, they donate a bunch of things they no longer need, and then they start to encounter some of the issues with minimalism. Minimalism is anti-culture and people will think you're weird. Now this is so strange for me because when I think of anti-culture, I think of like punk, emo, things like that. But minimalism is against societal norms, where society is telling people to purchase more things, purchase the latest iPhone, the brand new cars, the big houses. And minimalism is a movement where, you don't necessarily value all of those material things. People won't understand unless you explain it to them. And frankly, people might not even want to understand. They might not even attempt to understand what minimalism is and the benefits of it. But I highly encourage you to just be joyful when you talk about it. Explain to them that you do minimalism to have more freedom and more energy throughout your day so you can redirect all of that energy towards things that you actually love and value. Every single minimalist lives differently and has different values. But people will often push minimalists into a box and think everyone is the same, such as the minimalists who own like 1 pair of pants and then 5 t-shirts and that's it. They wear the same thing every single day and they probably think those people are weird. And while I myself don't wear the same thing every day, I do have a color palette that I stick to when I purchase clothes. They may understand the benefits of it, like having the same clothes every single day. You don't have to think about in the morning what you're going to wear, where, let's be honest, a lot of people spend a lot of time figuring out how they should match up what they're wearing so they look good. You're just simply looking good every day. You might not necessarily look different every day, but you look good every day, and that's what matters. And it's totally okay if they don't vibe with wearing the same clothes or same color palette every single day. Everyone is entitled to live their own life. Another thing people often say is that, why do minimalists live on so less? They should enjoy life more. And this is basically just a misconception with them putting minimalists in a box and them believing that minimalists just get rid of everything, including things that they value and enjoy. And that's just simply not true. I'd argue minimalists are one of the happiest people because we have thrown away all the distractions and things that make us stressful or things that we just don't care about. So we can direct our energy, money, and time into things that we truly value, like our relationships, our goals, our hobbies, etc. People will think you're weird because the majority of the people out there just don't really understand minimalism, and that's totally okay. You shouldn't let other people's opinions shape your life. While I believe you can get influence from other people, get inspiration, get wise advice, you should really internally think about their thoughts and whether they should have an effect on your life. Minimalist, like if another person's opinion doesn't bring value to you, then you should just not listen to it. If someone is minimalism curious, you should definitely share your perspective on it, why you've chosen to do it. I personally got into it through one bagging. I went on a 1+ month backpacking trip to Southeast Asia, and instead of lumping around a backpack and a carry-on, I just decided to take the challenge of just having one backpack. And it was totally enough for me. I had all the clothes I needed. I had all the supplies I needed to last an entire month. Where my friend who came along with me had a carry-on bag at the airport. He had to wait after we landed to pick up his luggage, and then just going around, he always had one hand tied to his stroller and would always carry that, where I just had a backpack on, I had 2 hands free, and in general was just a lot more mobile. Throughout the trip, I worried about less things because I only had one bag and brought less items. Another struggle is comparing yourself with others. This might sound kind of counterintuitive because it's the comparing yourself with the Joneses that is typically thought of when you're comparing yourself with others, like who has a bigger house, who has a better car, who has a better job that pays more. People often compare these things, but with minimalism, a lot of people have been comparing and shaming, unfortunately, on things people own. There's this like competitive nature where people are trying to see who owns less and who uses less, but this is against the entire notion of minimalism itself. And this comparison of who has less should not even be a thing. I especially hate it when people are shaming others on what items they own. Like if someone does not one bag, then they get a lot of shit for that, which I think just shouldn't be a thing. If someone wants to have a backpack and another piece of luggage for all their camera gear because they love taking photos and videos when they travel, then I think they should totally do that. Another thing is, if someone really loves shoes, then they should get as many shoes as they want. That person could have minimized their life down to the essentials, keeping everything that brought value to them. And then now they're trying to maximize their life. So after minimizing it, they're maximizing it and they've determined that shoes bring them a lot of values, it's a hobby they have, then they should totally pursue that hobby and get as many shoes as they want. Now, I personally wouldn't put money towards shoes. I'd put it towards investing in myself and investing in the stock market to furthering relationships. That's where I'd put my money, but everyone has the right to put their money to where they want. So minimalists should stop comparing themselves with other people. There's this quote I really love that makes perfect sense here, and it's, comparison is the thief of joy. Another struggle I would say minimalists face is that they are trying too hard to optimize their life. Now, I fully believe that making intentional decisions will improve your life, but some people simply just take it way too far. I know people who map out every single hour, every single minute of their day, and to me that just seems way too difficult. Things get pushed back, things take longer than they appear, and then they get stressed out because things aren't going according to plan. So if you're a type A person, you might plan so many different things and so many different times, allotting this amount of time for this event, and then things happen and then that just provides more stress. I think making intentional decisions such as configuring your phone to make you have less screen time and putting your efforts towards things that you care about, such as reading potentially, is important, but there are things that you can't optimize, such as having downtime or fun. I do talk a lot about personal finance on this channel, and logically you can optimize your personal finances, but by saving more money, investing more money, that potentially decreases your quality of life. There's a certain balance you have to make so that you enjoy life while being fiscally responsible for the future. Another example is that there are two popular ways to tackling debt. One is where you pay off the highest interest debt first, and then the other is where you pay off the smallest debt first and then move on to the second smallest, and then so forth and so forth. And I used to encourage people to go with paying off the highest interest debt first, because in the long run that is better financially. So overall you pay less money, but I've come to realize that psychology plays a big factor in personal finance, and we're getting those micro wins on those smallest debts can encourage you, make you feel good, and motivate you to tackle your other debts as well. You could highly optimize your life where you financially are in the best situation ever and you have more time than you ever thought possible, but there are some things you cannot optimize for, and you really got to shoot that balance of optimizing, having good quality of life, having fun, enjoying yourself, and so on. I think in general, for most people, you can benefit from optimizing your life a bit more, making more intentional decisions, and just becoming more productive and pushing your time and energy towards things you care about. But there comes a point where you are optimizing for the wrong reasons, such as optimizing for money and trying to save as much money as possible at the detriment to your current life. There has to be a balance between the two, and that's something that I used to struggle with as well. I wanted to be the most productive person ever. I wanted to save as much money as possible. I lived at home, I bought the cheapest foods, I prepared every single meal and rarely ate out. But life is more than just optimization, and I've loosened up on my hold in saving money. I've started to enjoy life more, and now I'm not afraid to spend money on things I'd actually enjoy. Those are 3 struggles minimalists face. If you have any more ideas, leave a comment down below. If you stayed to the end of this video, just go ahead and drop that like button. That helps me tremendously, and I will see you all in the comments section down below. Peace.